Hello and welcome to Kerbal Space Program. We've had quite a pause between the last episode and this episode, so we are returning to what we were doing before, and we are going to try to save brave Kerbonauts on board of Jool Moon's mission yet again. Our goal is to try to intercept them somewhere around Duna orbit, so that we can get close to the ship, move them back to another ship, and get all the signs back to Kerbin, hopefully along with the guys safely and soundly. So what we're going to do right now is we are just time warping to the place where we can easily go to the Duna's orbit, and maybe intercept our craft. This episode is going to be a little bit different from others because there will be less editing and less time warping and less improved speed. So let's see how it goes this way. Of course, we're going to use a little bit of time warp in the beginning because it's basically the same launch, so it is going to be twice as fast as it was in real time. But I don't think we will need anything else for the rest of the episode, and it is going to be in real time from one point, which I'll indicate a bit later. And while our ship is ascending into the orbit, I wanted to talk a little bit about things and what is happening to me in real life. And first of all, I'd like to apologize to all of you guys, because I wasn't able to do videos for the whole week and you had nothing to watch. Well, maybe you did have something to watch, like other YouTubers, but you had no content from me. And I promised that I'll try doing videos every other day, and it didn't really work out. So I'm going to try a little bit different approach now. I'm going to try to record my videos on Sunday and Saturday, and then I'm going to release them during the week. And let's hope that this time I can hold to the promise of video every other day. One more thing I wanted to say is that unfortunately I'm kind of in creative crisis right now, and I'm not exactly sure what else to do in Kerbal Space Program except just getting some more science to complete the tech tree, and that would be it. So I would love to hear your feedback and your ideas of what might be done and what kind of missions or maybe new mods we can add to the program and see how it works with them. It would be really great to read your comments and any messages that you might send to me via YouTube, Facebook or Twitter. Also, if you think there is a new game which is worth playing and which is interesting, please do tell me in the comments and I'll see if I can procure this game and we can play it on the YouTube. One thing that will definitely happen at a pretty close point in the future is I'm going to get South Park: The Stick of Truth when it is going to be released here in Germany, which is on 27th of March. The reason it is not being released yet, even though it's been released practically everywhere else, is because it's South Park and it has some symbols, let's say that way, which are not allowed to be shown in Germany and Austria. Shouldn't be hard to figure out which symbols I'm talking about. And in my honest opinion, that's bullshit. Yes, it is wrong to do the Nazi propaganda or anything like that. That I completely agree with. There is nothing good in it, there is nothing right in it, and so on and so forth. But when we're talking about South Park is darkest comedy and really, it will take some very, very wild imagination to put South Park as a propaganda of Nazism. It's just not that. It's not working that way. They are not trying to do any propaganda, and you can't really connect that South Park content with anything historical. But the law is the law, and it has to be obeyed. So until 27th of March, Germans and Austrians can't really play South Park. Other than that, that would be all about my real life, except that I finally settled in the new city, and I'm finally having a bit of free time to do things other than work, and other than just running around like a headless chicken trying to find what should I do now and what kind of paper do I have yet to fill, because it's Germany. They love their papers. And while I was talking, we got into the orbit around the Kerbin, and we are now raising our apoapsis around the Sun, and we're going to stop approximately around the orbit of Duna. And at this point we are traveling in real time, so the 2 times acceleration is gone, and it is going to happen in real time from now on. So this looks like a good place to be. Let's put our alarm for the sphere of influence of Kerbin. Watch the Kerbin disappear in the distance. Hopefully we're going to say hello to it again in a very short time. Great. We are closing to the sphere of influence change. Let's just time warp on a slow setting through it. Let's remove the Kethane overlay because we don't really need that. Okay, and now we need to change our inclination just at approximately 0.8 degree. So we have to go northways. And because it is such tiny change, maneuver node actually not really working there. At this point I thought, okay, let's try doing the thing with a rendezvous module from Kerbal Engineer, but you will see why it will really not work out in a moment. So here's our maneuver node. That looks perfectly fine. Let's create an alarm. Our burn is going to be a couple seconds, so only 20 seconds alarm is perfect. And let's do the time warping. Like any minute now. Oh, the first thing is of course orientation. We don't want to time warp into something without orienting proper way first. So now we can easily time warp for the time required. It's not too much. And here I'm trying to open the Kerbal Engineer, and I realize we have 2 ships with the same name, so it would be kinda hard to realize which one is which. So I decided, yeah, not going to use it. Alright, we are at the time allocated for the maneuver, and we're going to do our burn. And everything is proceeding as planned for now. What is that? That sounds like a reentry effect. That is bad. Hopefully everything will work out, because so far we haven't lost anything. Alright, let's see if we can use Kerbal Alarm Clock to get closer encounter with our target. and unfortunately it is still too far away. So what we're going to do, let's first check where our encounters will be on future orbits, and that's not really good. So we're going to remove these maneuvers, just like that. And now we're going to place maneuver on our apoapsis and raise our periapsis, which should move our intersect trajectory closer to where we want it to be. Just like that. A bit more. And we have 96,000 kilometers. And we can move it a little bit backwards, just like that, until we get closest point, 27,000 kilometers. That would be okay for preliminary burn, shouldn't create any problems. So we need an alarm. Our burn is going to be a bit less than 3 minutes, so 2 minutes on the alarm should be perfect. Let's time warp, and in the middle of time warp I realized, oh yeah, we need to orient first. So let's do that. Perfectly done. Well, I'm always saying perfectly done for easy things like orienting another way, which is hard to screw up. Anyway, let's continue the orientation. That would be okay. And let's continue the time warp, which will happen, well, it will take 50 days. So I'm going to cut it a little bit and I'll see you near the warp or near the maneuver. Let's just use our old 4x acceleration trick. It is going to be the only place in the video where I use it. Okay, and we are very close to our maneuver. Alarm goes off, and we can start burning within a couple of seconds. So let's wait until we are 1.5 minute away. 1.5. And let's start our burn. I'm also going to use the time acceleration in game to make sure it doesn't take too long. What? And we have no engine? How has that happened? Service propulsion system burned on the reentry. Reentry? In the middle of the space? Really? I was unaware that such things do happen. I had no idea that we can have a re-entry around the Duna orbit outside of any atmosphere. And in general, I'm amazed. And I was amazed to such degree that I decided, well, it's time to cut this episode. Thank you all for watching. Remember to like, dislike, and comment this video in this section below. My name is Darlock, and I will see you next time when we hopefully won't have any re-entry in the middle of the space. Once again, thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.